Alright, I stocked up. Might regret this, might not, I don't know. I'm sure I won't regret shit. Frankly, I could probably beat the game right now with this character, so... what I do for leveling up probably really doesn't matter that much. But, yeah. Probably lost a good... Probably spent about 2 levels worth of souls. I spent all of the souls in my entire inventory, and I exclusively spent them on late moon grass. So I've got the full moon grass we had before. I have 33 late moon grass now. That's all my healing items besides the full moon grass, which I'll probably hold on to the entire game and never use, even though I should totally use it. But it seems so special and rare, and I'm like, well, what if I need it? Because I'm an idiot. How's my inventory? I dumped my stuff. We're good. Oh, wait, I looked at my equip burden on accident. Yeah, we're good. Okay. Oh, wait. My rings, they are wrong. Herculean strength and great strength. Which one's which? Equip burden. Okay. Get out of here, Herculean strength. I want, flame resist, I guess? I don't care about many of these that much. Thief ring is kind of useful, obviously. But yeah, stuff usually has fire in it. Alright, let's do us a dice roll. And yeah, I bought them from Patches because he has the lowest prices on Half Moon and Late Moon, I think, in the entire game. That's a 1. I can't do 1. That's impossible. I rolled a 1. You can't do 1 until you defeat an archdemon. So in order for that to happen, I need to roll another 2. But I'm not in a hurry to do that one because I don't like that level. That's a 3. Ooh! Get out of here, rolling box. Lid of a filing cabinet thing that I roll a dice in. Ah, Tower of Latria. This is the best zone in the game. It's so cool. I don't know, some people might agree or disagree. I think it's swell. I think Tower of Latria is the raddest shit. This, Tower of Latria and Boletaria Palace are the best 2 worlds for me. Latria, and this is where we argue about pronunciation, and I don't bother looking it up to clarify. Latria, land of the Queen's Ivory Tower. An old man took revenge on the Queen by locking her family in a prison with inhuman guards. All that escapes the places are the prisoners' cries. I get really confused in this zone a lot. Admittedly, I have better color contrast right now on this TV. I learned important lessons about contrast, I think, from 2 different things. One, on my computer with like Facebook and True Achievements, the websites, and then again in Demonzu Souru on my monitor. At some point I thought contrast was like a good setting to have on your TV. I'm like, obviously you want more contrast so you can see everything, right? But the contrast is less useful sometimes than what they're saying is the problem. On my computer I realized that all the boxes that frame the background of a website were just white for me. So I literally couldn't see them, and that was like a problem. See, we have a +7 Bastard Sword, we have Dark Eater Shield +2, because I think I just got that as a loot item, and I'm like, well, that's just better. And in Demonzu Souru, what I realized is there's holes in this level, here and there, to fall in. I literally could not see them. I was like inching forward super slowly with my light radius, trying to see where I was going, because I could not beat this level. That was off camera when I was doing my playthrough where I realized, hey, I should record this. And then this Let's Play channel kind of became into being. That was more or less the process. But this is a really creepy, weird, claustrophobic prison that's very comparable to a location that they made in Dark Souls 3, actually. That's largely feels like a repeat of this place. But this one's cooler. Because reasons and biases. It appears to be locked. But you guys remember the prison from Dark Souls 3, if you got there. All the way down to the vaguely Lovecraftian enemies that screw with you on line of sight and stuff like that. Actually. And even the people grasping out of prison. Ow! Dude, you got range. Could you not? Did you just get bored? Click, quickly, we got to be the sneakies. Boom! Ring, ring. Oh yeah. The enemies in here versus that game also both have the whole thing where they have a weird handheld device that they use to fight you with, slash react to you and attack and stuff like that. Wow. Like, I think most people that play Dark Souls 3, it's like immediately apparent how much the game blatantly just recycles ideas from other games in the franchise. But the more you look back, the more you... The more you look back, the more you can find even more instances of it that you didn't think were true, when you thought you already found them all. Can I drop onto that? No, they're a little bit along the line. I just see those statue outcroppings and can't help but think, like, maybe I can drop on those. We got the voice of somebody crying out for help right after I got the key, which helps indicate potentially that the key helps you get that thing. Helpfully, you can actually kind of tell what floor you're on, too. If assuming the bottom one is 1, the last one you can see floor 1 down there, the one that's more lit, then floor 2 is the one that's they're patrolling on, so we're likely on floor 3 right now. And I just got myself a key. Does this tell me also? Yep, 3 west. Or 3rd floor. Yeah. This should open up locations on this floor. The wizard set. There we go. It's really interesting trying to explain to people sometimes why you find Dark Souls 3 disappointing and why you like Dark Souls 2. Not that I don't like any Dark Souls game, because I like all of them. The guy's just screaming. But there's definitely an element of feeling like Dark Souls 2 was full of all these new and interesting ideas, even if there were ones that some people didn't like. Much like Demon's Souls. And then Dark Souls 3 was like, what if we refused to innovate and just did everything people liked in the past, like Sonic Generations? It had some of the best DLC ever, though. Both games, actually. All 3 games. No, not Demon's Souls, though. There's no DLC.
Please, help me.
Wow. I'm sorry, it's just occurring to me, like, is From Software, like, the best DLC maker? Like, do they have the best DLC track record of all, like, AAA-ish companies? Because, goddamn, the DLC for 2, 3, and Bloodborne, and 1 even, Artorias, like, it's actually astonishing. Look at you, guy. Go through the wall. Poor guy, he had a real bad time. Somebody reached the end of Devilman Crybaby. Problem with spending all my money on the mid-tier heals is that there's some other heals that I might want. I can't do like really small upkeep heals. Ow. Ow. Ow! Stop it! Really? Son of a bitch! Oh, knife beats broadsword, apparently. Howdy. I have no idea what order to explore this place in. I'm just gonna outright admit that. I forget every single time. I usually can map it in my head while I'm playing it, but my memories of what I learned before go away. There's a path through there, there's a path through the back, there's a path through here. There's a fog door there. Just to be sure, I should confirm whether or not my key works on certain things. Oh, look, the corpse actually died holding the handle. I don't know if I've ever noticed that before. I don't think this is a real door. Oh yeah, you can see the tunnel on top goes nowhere, I think. I don't think that's a real door. That guy is just screaming. Yeah, I might as well check now. Even if I don't want to go this way, I should check just to see if it opens, because otherwise that confirms that I need to go somewhere else. So it's still locked. Okay. Here I'm thinking about which branching path I'm going to take, and actually I didn't have any branching paths yet.
Help me.
Good to confirm. Yeah, if you played this on a high contrast TV, or I mean, by which I mean TV where your contrast slider is too high, all that dark green floor over there is basically just black. And so you can't see where you're going. It's a lesson to learn. It's a lesson learned by people that watch me whenever they watch me play a dark video game sometimes, because I'll like, the video will be totally visible on my screen, and I'm like, no, it works, it's fine, but like they have their contrast too high, and so they can't watch my videos. Oh god. Interesting, they go down fast. Interesting side effect of rolling a dice to choose what level we go in. I'm always pumped to go to Latria quickly. So, I often go here when I'm weaker and earlier in the game, which often results in it being significantly harder to fight these guys. Hello. By the way, on the Dark Souls 3 versus Dark Souls 2 discussion, I've probably mentioned it before, but I really do find it amusing how the DLC at the end of the DLC for Dark Souls 3 goes out of its way to justify Dark Souls 2, almost as like a no fans, you guys were wrong, or at least not a. Instead of outright capitulating to fan feedback, they're like, no, we still support this. He was really non-reactive. Because people always got mad at that damn windmill and stuff like that, and the volcano. And the DLC is like, no. We still love it. Third floor key. That might open the door that I saw behind me before. There we go. That's always an interesting symbiosis to watch sometimes, is when fan feedback and then the developers or creators of whatever media you're talking about like have a weird commingling interaction that bounces back and forth and affects the shape of future media. A lot of these guys are happy to rush me when I stick my head out the door, but he was obsessed with this item. The silver coronet? Something like that? 2 resist all, less than a pound of durability, or whatever the units are. A crown wrought from silver, this decorative piece is only given the famous musicians of the distinguished Yolmedar family. It's imbued with a unique spell that increases the bearer's maximum MP. Not a bad thing to have. I prefer Duskavula Seal's dumb winged helm, though, because it's stupid. And I love it. Especially with how the way one of them just looks like it's facing the wrong direction. That's the best part. Must check every cell just in case. Ow. Rude. Very rude. How much health do I have overall? I'm at about 800. So that means when I'm about half health is when it's time to use my heal. Because I believe this healing item heals me for 400, I believe. So it's almost exactly half my health bar. Just over half. Ah, dead end. But there are souls. There's always souls. So unless I missed a branching path, that means that it's time to go back to the first locked door. Which, if we're keeping track and looking back at the design of Boletaria and Palace 1-1, for example, that makes this an example of the sort of folding level design that leads to you playing forward and being forced to start over if you die, but having functional shortcuts along the way that technically make the path shorter in the less torturous levels at the very least. With Phalanx, it was the multiple paths that all led back to the main courtyard over and over again, including the gate to the boss fight itself. And in this level, it's the fact that I just played everything I've done so far, and now I never have to do it again, because I think I have the key to this door, which is right next to the spawn point. So now I'll just go this way if I die. My head phased right through that wall. All barrels must be destroyed. Take that, sensor. I think it's called a sensor. The smoke throwing thing that religious people use for reasons. I think these are all sensors, right? Also, I think I learned that word from, I think Salt and Sanctuary taught me that word. That's a whole chamber inside that one. Nope. Naughty, naughty. There's something dark about the fact that I'm probably basically murdering a bunch of mental patients. Although, I'm not sure if they're in superior care here. One of you guys is a gotcha moment, aren't you? Ah. Yeah. Sound effect sting. That's more of a reaction to the game getting really loud than anything. Is there another patient around here? Woo boy! That was a significant kill count. I thought I was guessing 2 people. It was a lot more than 2. Oh, it doesn't open. But they got items. I gotta go find their key. I think this chapter is an example of world tendency events where, like, I think some of these passageways... What made that sound? I think some of these passageways are blocked by debris. Oh, did I do that? Was I the one that made the sound? And didn't notice? I think some of the passageways around here are covered in debris in dark tendency and cleared in light tendency and stuff like that. It appears locked. Someone singing. You coming? I see that knife, and I also see that I can't see very well with this camera. Ah! We good? Ow, dick. I recognize the irony in calling them dick when I'm literally storming into their cell to murder all of them. So they can hear somebody singing behind this wall. And so they're all clamoring to get through the wall. Oh wow, there's a sight. They used that in Dark Souls 1 again. There's an NPC that's inside of a barrel. I think it was the butchers that did it. So either they're praying to the sound because they've gotten mad in here, or they're full-on crazy and they're planning on murdering her because it's just a person and that's just what they do because of the state they're in. Or they might even see it as a sign that there's freedom in that direction, or really just anything. And since there's a bunch of them in the cell all together, you could probably say that all the answers were true. For some of them. I'm doing horrible things to this weapon. It's gonna need so many repairs. I think it's this one that is the bad one. No, it's not. Although it's got another fluted knight inside of it. Poor guy. Is this the bad one? Nope. Wow, they're all in on the sound effect stings. Like, it'll be even more effective the 7th time. Got myself some black leather. They function as thick skin and outer protection without hindering a wearer's movement. They are especially good at resisting poisons. Next time they tell you to get a thick skin. Get it? Because he's a squid monster? It's not really the same thing. Oh well. Face tentacles is really the point. Hey, that's the one! Ooh, 4th floor key and cell key. Why 2 separate keys? Who knows? Oh, I can think of why. If you look at the description, it probably gives you more information. Cast iron key with 4 etched onto it. It's the 4th floor of the Prison of Hope. These are really nice. And opens the locked hallway on the 4th floor, opens the locked cell. It's a nice detail about Dark Souls games that's overlooked sometimes. I think this is the bad one, isn't it? Yep. Oh, you son of a bitch. You son of a bitch. That's just rude. Dang it. Something that new players often don't notice in time for it to be helpful is that, and this is actually something I rediscovered while playing Dark Souls 1 with Andrew and sort of guiding him through the game, but not ever touching the controller was basically the rule, was that, item, keys throughout the franchise have a tendency to tell you where to use them. Oh yeah, there's the death hole that killed me. Admittedly, it's surprisingly easy to miss, because it looks like another dark green splotch on an area full of dark green splotches. And with your character filling the frame, it's very easy just to walk straight into it before you have a chance to react. But yeah, this is actually really useful in Dark Souls 1 in particular, a game that's one giant continuous world where you can't tell where the hell you're going and what you need to do. Oftentimes the keys you find have detailed explanations of where to go. And you're like, oh, okay. That's important. Thank you. So you probably opened the way to the cell that had the dudes in it. Hello. None shall survive. Abandon hope, all ye who enter here. A secret dagger and claws. I gotta keep this dagger secret. Keep it safe. Fist claw with protruding sharp claws. It has a slashing attack. Its appearance is indeed vicious. It's often used by the king's spies. Is it good at all? E and D scaling, low physical attack ranking, probably fast. Definitely terrible range. Of course it would. Where's the secret there it is. It's just a little dagger. D-scaling with dex. Similar stats across the board, actually, is the same as the other one. A half-bladed dagger widely used amongst the king's spies. The slashing weapon inflicts heavy damage on soft flesh, but has limited effect on metal armor and hard scales. Daggers are very effective after parrying, as well as close-range stabs from behind. Basically a weapon all about the riposte and the backstab. Which is a whole mechanic that that a lot of players will not be able to even figure out how to do ever on their first try. Do you open? No. I think it's just this one over here. Hello. You see me? I don't think he sees me. He's walking away. Sneaky, 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 hut! They're surprisingly easy to catch up with. I'm not even wearing the thief's ring, which I should be wearing. Like, I really should be. Because it makes it harder for people to see me, which makes it easier to sneak up on people for that purpose. But I was wearing flame resist, even though they hit me with, like, magic attacks, I think. Yeah, that's not irrelevant. I believe you go down there. You can actually make out bits and pieces of your surrounding from down here. Look at that giant-ass weird thing. Is there a dude around here? Is he gonna blindside me? There he is. I'd rather not get blindsided because their projectiles hurt. They may have tentacles all over their face, but they don't have eyes in the back of their head. I should probably look into that upgrade. Just need to gain some more insight. Are they trying to reach across to her too? It seems like they are. She's just hanging out, singing to herself to keep sane, most likely. Let's see if I can get inside. She goes silent the moment you enter the room. Boy, does she have a lot of finery for an imprisoned person, doesn't she? She's got tons of riches and gold and gems just spilling out of her massive chest, apparently, while wearing a mask and crazy braids and stuff. What is this? Can I get a good camera angle on this one? It's as good as that's as good as it'll get. That's a horrible mask. Oh my god. That's a horrifying mask. Why would you look like that on purpose? And her mouth never closes, so she just looks like... She looks like somebody threw burning wax in her face and blinded her, basically. Is that what she's going for? Is that the new hotness at the Capitol? Wow. I have never looked that close before. She's got that whole, like... not Wizard of Oz... Alice in Wonderland thing where stuff looks fine and fancy from a distance, then you walk up close to it and it's gruesome and horrible. Then you can see that there's fringes of red everywhere, including around her neck and on streams of her clothes. Her dress is torn and her face looks, instead of an elegant mask, looks like some kind of horrifying, like, wax bath that blinded her.
You're an ordinary human, aren't you? Where do you call home? Dear me, I shouldn't pry. Oh, perhaps you'd like something from my collection. I've had better days. I was once the wife of royalty, and I have some nice things to show for it. Before, there were many others trapped here, but they went mad and ventured above of their own volition. Redemption? There exists no such thing. The Queen banished her depraved old husband from the land. He returned in strange golden garb with foul demons in tow. They pillaged great Latria, land of the learned, and locked us in this dungeon. Since then, they've been feeding off our souls, telling us over and over that if we go above, we will be granted redemption. I know the truth. The church goddess may die, but never for long. And we are trapped below, forever. Redemption? There exists no such thing.
What do you sell? Full moon grass? That seems probably exceptionally expensive, I think.